Hello my fellow creators and welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to day 5 of my Spellbinders April 2026 All Clubs Create series. So today I am using the stitching die of the month, which is Rooting for You. And I die cut all my pieces ahead of time, got them all prepped, and I'm gonna let you know right now I did not do any stitching. I just didn't have the time for it today. I've got a lot of things to do, grandbabies to pick up, going with my sister to look for some new flooring, lots of stuff. So I did cut out pieces to make 2 cards. So we'll put 2 cards together today. One of the cards is just using this die set, but the second card, I am also using the small die of the month from February 2026 All Clubs Create, and that was Spring Haul. And that one I'm using the little wheelbarrow, because as soon as I saw this die and this whole set of elements in this All Clubs Create, I knew I had to make a card using that wheelbarrow and some of the carrots. So that's exactly what I have prepared for. Now I have my 2 projects in 2 trays. So I think we'll start with the smaller one. Oh, but before I do that, I do want to share. Sorry, I just squirrel all over the place. For the elements on this card, I did do some ink blending and I used my distressed ink cubes again. So I used Antique Linen, Carved Pumpkin, Seedless Preserves, Vintage Photo, Lost Shadow, Mowed Lawn, and Salty Ocean. I also brought in some of my pens. I brought in 2 Sharpie pens and this gold gel pen. And I'll link to the gel pen and to anything else that's still available in the description box. But instead of stitching, I used the pens to make my stitching lines. And then I did ink blend and did some ink smooshing on some of these on my background layer, you know, all the things. So we'll put this card together second, because that one I think might take me a little bit more time, I think. So here's our first card. So this one, I created this panel using my Cricut. I just went in there and searched for, what was it? Stitching holes, rectangle frame, something like that. And this was one of the designs that came up. So it cut out the rectangle and I sized it down to 4 by 5 1/4, and then it cut out all these holes here. And initially I thought I was going to use it for all the elements on my other card, but then I realized, well, when I add that dirt layer, it was going to cover up my stitching holes. So, and like I said, I didn't do any stitching. I did plan on doing stitching on this, but I just, no time. So I'm going to layer this on some of this Cascade ColorWheel cardstock and put together all my elements. Now I did use the wheelbarrow and I added the sentiment that was in this month's stitching die of the month. And that way I kind of can have elements from both die sets on here. And I think I need to get a new cutting plate on my die cut machine, because I used my mini Empress. I probably just should have used my Platinum 6. It would have die cut this much better, I'm sure. But I'm kind of pushing through on these letters so that you'll see the other color that's layered behind here, because they're cut, but they're not like pushed all the way through. Now, the different colors of ColorWheel cardstock that I used, in a second, I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget. So for this card, I've used Carrot, Fern, Rainforest, Wildberry, Bellini, Anchor, and Cascade. Okay, so this will get layered on my pink so that you can kind of see the pink through there. So let's start putting this card together. I will play some music and speed it up just a bit so that you can see me putting together my different cards, all my little die cut pieces, and not have to hear me chatter away. So let's get going. Oh, I forgot to mention, friends. On here, I just grabbed one of my blending brushes and used whatever blue ink was left on there to kind of do a circle of blue on that panel. Alrighty, friends, there is card number 1. What do you think? Now, I didn't do any ink blending on any of my die cut pieces on this one. The only ink blending I did was the background. This tiny carrot was also from the February 2026 small die of the month. And so I added that one, so I had some different heights of carrots and sizes of carrots, but I like it. Let's move on to card number 2. Now here you're going to see I used that jaggedy die to cut this layer, and then when I trimmed this layer I realized, hey, I could use the piece that got cut off to kind of make this look like different layers of dirt in the ground before I add all my root vegetables. So I think that's what I am going to do. Alrighty, friends, now there's card number 2. So I made 2 cards today using the stitching die of the month from the April 2026 All Clubs crate, as well as the addition of the small die of the month from the February 2026 All Clubs crate. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.